leave versus what you would save, and the regulations that you wouldn't have to go through, and all the bullshit with all the permits and all the. What California does is over-regulate everything. They get as much government involved as possible. They suck as much tax money out of you as possible. And then they still leave the place a mess. They still have homeless people everywhere. It's still a fucking disaster. It's still a woke shit show of virtue signaling at every level of the government. Still. Like, no course correction at all. They're going further and further into La La Land. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
The California circus might have died down, but guess who's still breathing fire? Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson. These two aren't pulling punches. Gavin Newsom is still in their crosshairs, and the hits keep coming. On a recent Rogan podcast, they tag-teamed the governor and ripped him to shreds. If you love savage, no BS political takedowns, buckle up. Smash that subscribe button, and let's dive headfirst into this epic roast.
It's just so poorly managed. It's so frustrating and confusing, and then he gets on TV and pretends like everything's great. And California's the best. We have the best state. We have the most amazing economy. Like, you're out of your mind, dude. You've ruined the state. You personally ruined it.
Rogan didn't waste a second. He torched Newsom for squandering what should have been a golden era for California. Rogan called it a paradise turned war zone once the American dream, now a mass exodus. He bailed in 2020, fed up with the cancel culture clown show. But it goes deeper. Newsom took a booming economy and nuked it with incompetence, bad policies, and endless virtue signaling. Now, rising crime, exploding homelessness, bankrupt businesses, and taxes through the roof. Rogan's verdict: Newsom is the poster boy for progressive failure style over substance, ego over empathy. And let's not forget, Rogan already went nuclear on him back during COVID for gutting small businesses.
They had ever experienced a true pandemic. And I'm hoping that now that this is over, people are going to, recognize that some serious errors were made and not repeat those. That's the best you can get out of it.
So what do you tell those people?
Vote Republican.
Newsom's COVID disaster is what pushed Rogan over the edge. He started openly leaning Republican, not because he switched teams, but because Democrats flopped hard. The lockdowns, devastating. They crushed businesses, wrecked mental health, and barely moved the needle. Schools stayed shut while kids paid the price. And the mask mandates. More about flexing moral superiority than actual science. Rogan didn't hold back. He scorched the left for silencing dissent and turning debate into heresy. Newsom, in Rogan's words, inherited a goldmine and turned it into a graveyard of lost dreams. Even during the wildfires, Newsom fumbled. The man's not a leader, he's a disaster artist.
In front of all this stuff, and he's got a smile on his face, and he's talking about land use.
The development.
Watch this, play this.
I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
With a big smile on his face. Look at the little wiggle he does with his shoulders. Speculator, watch this. Talking to Josh. Look at this. Look at this little wiggle. It's excited about the possibilities of speculators coming in. And he's saying we're move forward. We're going to move forward on that. These people lost their homes.
This is why Rogan's telling Californians, vote Republican. Not for politics, but for sanity. Leadership isn't press briefings and camera poses, it's grit, guts, and real decisions. Back when things went sideways, Schwarzenegger took charge. Newsom, he posed, spun narratives, and chased headlines. While livelihoods crumbled, he was out whining and dining, dreaming of Pennsylvania Avenue. Rogan's rage is more than partisan, it's personal. Californians don't need a showman. They need someone who gives a damn, rolls up their sleeves, and fights for the people. And Newsom's not that guy.
It's about California. Like, I'm very big on California, very bullish on California. California has all this industry. Hey, fucker, they're all thinking about moving. The only reason why they don't move is because it's too difficult to move. If it was like every business could instantly pull up roots and replace everything and have everything running in a week at the other place, they'd all be gone.
Rogan let loose full flamethrower mode. He said Newsom didn't just hurt business owners, he buried them. Take Assembly Bill 5, a bureaucratic nightmare forcing freelancers into employee roles. Translation: skyrocketing costs and lawsuit roulette. Then there's the shiny $20 hour wage. Sounds great until restaurants bled out, cut hours, and locked their doors. On top of that, unemployment fraud left employers footing a massive bill. Newsom didn't back business, he broke them. It's a maze of red tape, failed ideas, and woke theatrics. According to Rogan, California's new slogan should be, "Closed for business."
Leave versus what you would save, and the regulations that you wouldn't have to go through, and all the bullshit with all the permits and all the. What California does is overregulate everything. They get as much government involved as possible. They suck as much tax money out of you as possible. And then they still leave the place a mess. They still have homeless people everywhere. It's still a fucking disaster. It's still a woke shit show of virtue signaling at every level of the government. Still. Like, no course correction at all. They're going further and further into La La Land. And you're like, Jesus Christ, you guys.
This is a man done playing nice. Rogan's had it with Newsom's big government clown show. You'd think with all that progressive micromanagement, California would be a utopia. Nope, it's a disaster. Homelessness is through the roof and blocks in LA and SF look like open-air camps. Crime's exploding, businesses are fleeing to Florida and Texas, and the middle class vanishing. What did Newsom's policies achieve? Inflated egos, empty promises, and a dying dream. Rogan's not the only one calling it out. Tenter, Mel Gibson with a flamethrower of his own.
Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I ask my fellow Angelinos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office?
Gibson didn't sugarcoat it. Vote Gavin Newsom out. No theatrics, just raw truth. His breaking point. The ICE protests. What started peaceful turned into chaos, looting, destruction, and total breakdown. Newsom did nothing. He let it burn. Gibson slammed him for choosing ideology over responsibility. Instead of protecting communities, he played activist-in-chief. It wasn't poor judgment, it was deliberate negligence. Californians didn't want martial law. They wanted basic leadership, but Newsom failed again. And instead of cleaning up the mess, he dared ICE Director Tom Homan to arrest him. Yes, really.
Poor people are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So Tom, arrest me. Let's.
As if that stunt would fix the wildfire he helped ignite. Classic Newsom optics over outcomes. Always posing, never solving. While businesses were smashed and cities burned, he played tough guy for the cameras. It wasn't leadership, it was a PR campaign. If he actually cared, he'd support border reform that protects both Americans and immigrants. But that takes backbone. Newsom's fresh out, and while he chased headlines, another Hollywood legend, Jon Voight, stepped in with some words Newsom won't forget.
Blaming Trump. What are you doing for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles? Are you there, talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us. And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? You're a disgrace. You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day.
Seriously, how is this guy even being floated for 2028? California is a goldmine of talent, innovation, and potential, and Newsom turned it into a cautionary tale. If he can't manage one state without it imploding, why would anyone trust him with a country? His policies sound dreamy on paper, but in practice, They crash and burn. Schools are a mess, businesses are bolting, and working-class families are gasping for air. Newsom doesn't deliver results, he delivers press conferences. If California's his resume, America needs to shred it. From Rogan to Gibson to Voight, the message is loud. If Newsom can't fix his own backyard, he sure as hell shouldn't be handed the keys to the White House.